one could have seen this coming. He wasn't even supposed to be there. No invite, no spot on the list. But suddenly, there he was. J.D. Vance, easing into the shadows at the back of a secretive meeting deep in the Capitol. Imagine the scene, a dimly lit room buzzing with tension, where lawmakers huddled over the fate of America's trade future. The session title sounded harmless: Safeguarding Economic Independence. No live feeds, no reporters, just elites in suits. Their words bouncing off polished wood walls, thinking they owned the silence. But what if one surprise guest could tear it all apart? And that's when Hakeem Jeffries stepped in. No big entrance, no warning. Just a subtle nod from the chair as he claimed his seat at the table's end. House Speaker Jeffries. A name that commanded the full force of the Democratic machine. The air grew thick right away. Backs stiffened. Screens flicked off. Conversations died. Everyone rose in respect, except one man. J.D. Vance stayed planted in his chair, arms folded tight, eyes locked on his notes. He didn't make a peep. Not at first, but that simple act of staying seated screamed louder than words. You could cut the awkwardness with a knife, those quick looks darting his way, full of questions. Was it defiance or pure grit? Vance didn't care. He wasn't here for games. He was here to stand his ground. And Jeffries, cool as ever, was ready to push back hard. Jeffries claimed the spotlight with calm power, his voice deep and steady, cutting through the room. The economy isn't a roll of the dice, he began. Tariffs aren't props for a show. And decisions. He paused, his sharp eyes sweeping every face. Can't be driven by folks who chase headlines over real results. A low wave of approval hummed from half the table. Careful and forced, not wild cheers, not full agreement, just the bare minimum nod to stay safe. Vance didn't join in. But the note-taker up front had already slipped up twice, scribbling J.D. Vance instead of J.D. over and over. And Vance let it slide. No wave, no cough to interrupt. Instead, he gave his phone a light tap, a tiny buzz, so soft you might miss it, but it was real. Right then, the vibe shifted just a bit. What was he setting in motion? Jeffries pressed on, his tone edging sharper now. He slammed those who, he said, twisted economic power into political stunts. He ripped into leaders, turning budgets into bad theater. No names dropped, none needed. The whole room got the target. But Vance gave nothing back. No frown, no head shake, no comeback. Just a slow reach to flip open his thin tablet. Careful, no rush. Like whatever was inside packed more punch than any rant. He didn't peek at it, didn't swipe through. He just let it wake up. The screen casting a soft light. That kind of quiet move that plants doubt. The type that rattles the big shots. And believe me, this was only the start. Because no one saw it coming. No one could guess. Vance wasn't here to argue back. He was here for one question, one single line. But first, before he said a word, head trigger, something huge, a recording clear, strong, and impossible to deny. And when it hit play, everything would change. Suddenly, the real question wasn't if Vance belonged. It was who didn't. He leaned close to the mic like he owned every inch of the debate. Hakeem Jeffries cleared his throat just a touch. The quiet wrapped around him like always. Then, with a voice shaped by endless house fights, he laid it out. The economy isn't a performance. Choices aren't acts in a play. In strategy, he held back, letting it sink in deep, like truth taking root. Shouldn't bow to those who shine brightest under lights. The chamber didn't explode. It locked up tight, then came the head bobs. Not loud or real or from the heart. It was that forced kind. The one where people agree to cover their backs. Not because they mean it. A couple yas, a few grunts. But mostly heavy silence spiked with nerves. J.D. Vance didn't budge an inch. He didn't bob along, didn't twitch. And yet somehow, his stillness shooted over the noise. He knew that shot wasn't random. It was aimed straight, on purpose, drawing a hard divide between us and them. Between the old pros and anyone brave enough to speak facts with fire and focus. But Vance kept quiet. For now, the transcriber bent low to whisper. J.D. Vance entered. A quick okay from the other side locked it in. Then again, twice total. 2 clear mistakes on his name. J.D., not J.D. Slip up or slide dig. He didn't flinch, didn't fix it. Because J.D. Vance figured out long ago, when people won't see you right,